Welcome to the deep dive. Today we've got something really quite special lined up for
No,
you.
we do indeed. We're looking at the astrological forecast for Libra for May 2025.
And this isn't just any forecast. This comes directly from Lorenzo, a good friend, and honestly, an incredibly gifted astrologer, tarot reader, prophet even.
Yeah, gifted is almost an understatement. I mean, I've seen his insights play out so many times. It's seriously impressive. He just knows things.
Exactly. I've known him for years too, and his perspective, it's been invaluable. So what we're doing today is giving you his entire forecast for Libra next month, verbatim.
No summaries, no omissions. You get the direct download. Lorenzo has this way of just cutting right through, right to the heart of it. So if you're a Libra or maybe Libra rising, think of this as your unfiltered guide for May 2025.
Straight from the source. So
Yeah,
let's just
right.
jump right in. The title Lorenzo gave this is Libra May 2025 Forecast from Pleaser to Priestess, Libra's Initiation into Erotic Power, Public Truth, and Divine Authority.
Wow. Okay. And the theme he sets is intense right away.
Yeah.
You're not negotiating anymore, you're declaring.
Yeah.
This is the month Libra stops mediating between approval and authenticity. You've balanced for decades, but now you either go all in on your soul or lose everything you've tried to protect.
That really sets the tone, doesn't it? It's like
Uh,
the balancing act is over.
It's decision time, a powerful start.
Okay, so week one. This runs April 28th to May 5th. Lorenzo calls it the shadow awakens.
Yeah.
The mask slips. The power surges.
And it kicks off April 28th with that new moon in Taurus, right, in the 8th house.
That's the one. And it's squaring Mars in the 11th, Pluto in the 5th, and Lilith in the 2nd. Now, squares, they often mean tension, right? A challenge.
Points of friction that force growth. And Lorenzo's interpretation, he says, this is a full-on liberation from sexual shame, financial manipulation, and performative friendships.
Full-on liberation. He doesn't mince words.
Never does, he continues. It's a money crisis, a betrayal, or a breakthrough in intimacy, inheritance, or your sense of value. So big stuff in those deep, usually hidden areas.
Definitely 8th house territory.
Hmm.
And he lays out the choices, or maybe the outcomes. You're either taking back control from people who treated you like a resource, ending codependent entanglements, unleashing a part of you that's been taboo, hidden, or sacredly dangerous.
That last one, sacredly dangerous. That's very Lorenzo. It hints at power that's maybe been suppressed because it felt too intense.
Right. And in this line, Libra's mask of politeness burns here. What's left is raw, primal truth. Oof.
Yeah. Goodbye, people-pleasing Libra, maybe. At least for this transit.
Seems like it. Then May 5th, Pluto goes retrograde in the 5th house. Pluto retro, usually turning that power inward for review.
And Lorenzo connects it directly. Your creative and sexual power goes inward. What once felt like self-expression may now feel like performance.
Right.
And you're done performing. That resonates, like realizing you've been putting on a show, maybe even for yourself.
Could be that shift from external validation to just internal truth.
Okay, moving to week 2, May 6th to 13th, the soul begins to rewrite the contract.
This involves Mercury entering Taurus on the 10th and squaring Pluto on the 12th. So communication planet meets transformation planet under tension.
Lorenzo's take. A private conversation, message, or realization transforms your entire concept of trust and desire. So something clicks internally, maybe through a specific interaction.
And the potential actions he lists are pretty major. You may cut financial ties,
Okay.
break off emotionally manipulative relationships,
Wow.
decide to monetize something you've long hidden, erotic work, spiritual service, creative gift.
That's huge, taking something hidden and bringing it out, possibly for income. Real boundary setting there.
Absolutely. And the full moon hits on May 13th. Scorpio, 2nd house.
Yeah.
Full moons bring culminations, right? Things come into light.
Right. And this one's aspecting quite a few things. It trines Saturn in the North Node in Pisces in the 6th, but opposes Uranus in the 8th. That's complex.
It sounds it. Lorenzo's interpretation, though, is very clear. This moon explodes your relationship to money, self-worth, and control.
Explodes.
Yeah. It is the death of financial dependency and the birth of sovereign, sensual abundance.
Sovereign, sensual abundance. Love that phrasing. It's not just about money. It's about worth and embodiment.
Exactly. And he follows with, you're no longer seeking validation. You're setting terms.
Ah, there's that theme again. Declaration, not negotiation.
And then the kicker.
Yeah.
And that's terrifying for those who benefited from your indecision.
Ooh, yeah. That hits home. When Libra stops trying to please everyone, it definitely changes the dynamic for others.
Definitely. Okay, week 3, May 14th to 20th. The voice of prophecy begins to echo.
Interesting title. Starts with the Sun conjunct Uranus on the 17th. 8th house again. Sun meeting the planet of surprises.
Expect the unexpected, basically.
Oh.
Lorenzo says, expect a shocking revelation, sexual awakening, or financial detachment. You may receive an inheritance, gain psychic insight, or have a breakdown that becomes your breakout. That last bit, breakdown to breakout classic Uranus.
Yeah, that sudden shift that changes everything.
Yeah.
Then May 18th, Mercury squares Mars. Communication and action in conflict.
Lorenzo just puts it bluntly, truth bombs.
Huh. Okay.
Someone attacks you for speaking your truth, or you finally say what you've suppressed for years. So confrontation or catharsis.
Sounds potentially fiery. Then May 20th, the Sun moves into Gemini, 9th house, and sextiles Saturn. Sextiles usually opportunities, right? A helpful flow.
Yeah, easier energy. Sun in communicative Gemini, connecting with structured Saturn. Lorenzo sees this as your voice becomes law, your message finds structure, your truth becomes transmission.
So finding a way to ground those truth bombs, maybe? Give them form.
Seems like it. Turning insight into something tangible, perhaps teachable. Which leads into week 4, May 21st to 27th. From sacred rage to sacred leadership.
Okay, quite a journey. Here we have Venus, Sun, and Mercury all in Gemini in the 9th. Lots of energy and communication, higher learning, belief systems.
And they're making nice aspects. Sextile Saturn and Neptune in the 7th, trine Pluto in the 5th. Trines mean flow, ease.
Lorenzo calls it divine alignment between relationship, purpose, sexuality, and platform. Like all the pieces are clicking into place.
Yeah, and the potential outcomes he lists are very public-facing almost.
Mm-hmm.
You may publish something that redefines your brand, call in a new spiritual partner, launch a message that goes viral, claim a public role in guiding, teaching, writing, healing, or performing, without needing anyone's approval.
That last part again, without needing anyone's approval, it's a constant thread, stepping fully into one's own authority.
Totally. And a summary for the week. This is liberated Libra. The lover becomes the leader, the follower becomes the fire, the muse becomes the message.
Powerful shifts in archetype, really painting a picture of transformation.
Okay, the final days. May 28th to 31st. Public truth, erotic power, spiritual credibility.
Starts with another new moon, this time in Gemini, 9th house, on the 28th. And it's conjunct Mercury, sextile Saturn, Neptune, trine Pluto retro, lots of connections.
Lorenzo calls this your cosmic megaphone moment.
Wow.
Whether you're publishing, praying, teaching, or channeling, your voice becomes undeniable, mythic,
Yeah.
sovereign, just claiming that space.
Undeniable, mythic, sovereign. Then May 30th, Sun conjunct Mercury. Another boost to communication.
And Lorenzo capitalizes this. Your words become a spell.
Whoa.
Say it, write it, post it, declare it. This isn't a quote. It's a truth that alters the fabric of your future.
Okay, that's a serious call to use your voice intentionally, like manifest with your words.
Exactly. Now, we get to a section Lorenzo specifically calls out the wow moment everyone else is missing.
Ah, this is where he often provides that extra layer of insight. What is it this time?
He says all astrologers will say this month is transformational, which, okay, seems likely given everything so far.
Right.
But here's what they won't say. This is Libra's erotic resurrection.
Erotic resurrection, okay.
And it's not just about sex or money. It's about the death of the people-pleasing archetype you've clung to in relationships, platforms, and even spirituality.
So it's about power, authenticity, the energy behind things, not just the surface level.
That's how I read it.
Yeah.
It's fundamental. And then this declaration. May 2025 is the last time you'll ever ask for permission to be powerful. From now on, you are the permission.
That's a mic drop moment right there, taking back your own authority completely.
Totally. He also flags Saturn entering the 7th house, the relationship house, saying, only soul-aligned equals allowed, no more placeholders, no more mirrors that lie, no more lovers who drain.
A real clearing out and raising of standards in partnership. Makes sense with the whole theme.
And he includes these potent little quotes, things like, May 2025, Libra doesn't seduce, Libra summons.
Ooh, active versus passive. Nice.
Yin, you're not here to compromise, you're here to command. Also, your sensuality is sacred. Your truth is thunder.
Thunder, yeah.
You don't attract love by being agreeable. You attract it by being unapologetically divine. And finally, this isn't rebirth. This is erotic sovereignty.
Theirs really nail the core message, don't they? Just direct hits.
They do. But then
Yeah.
there's another section, the true wow moment.
Even deeper. Okay. What's this one?
Libra's soul is breaking its oath of submissive love, and the universe will rip the mask off every false mirror you still cling to.
Oath of submissive love.
Um,
Wow, that frames it in a really profound way.
It does, he says. This isn't about partnership in May. It's about emotional contracts you signed lifetimes ago, when you chose peace over truth, devotion over freedom, and beauty over depth.
Going way back, like deep soul pattern.
Exactly. He points back to that April 28th new moon configuration Taurus 8th, squaring Mars, Pluto, Lilith, and calls it your energetic divorce from the illusion that being lovable means being agreeable.
There it is again, the
Yeah.
core wound, maybe.
Could be. He actually spells out the terminated soul contract. I'll suppress my power if you promise to stay. I'll shrink myself if it keeps the peace. I'll be perfect, soft, and needed. Just don't leave me.
Reading those. Yeah, I can see how that might resonate for some Libras, that deep fear of conflict or abandonment.
For sure. And then a warning connected to that Pluto retrograde in the 5th. If you keep abandoning yourself, the universe will send you lovers, audiences, and partners who reflect your abandonment over and over until you snap.
A cosmic mirror reflecting self-abandonment. That's a harsh, but probably necessary truth. You have to break the pattern yourself.
Seems to be the message. Then another layer. The real cosmic shift no one else mentions.
Okay, what is it this time?
It's about Saturn entering the 7th house again on May 26th. He says the standard interpretation is it's time for serious relationships. But he says, no, it's a karmic mirror installation.
A karmic mirror installation. That's a very specific and different take. So not just serious, but seriously reflective.
Exactly. He says, you will only attract mirrors that reflect your actual frequency.
Wow.
If you're still pretending, people will gaslight, ghost, or drain you.
Ouch. Consequences.
If you're authentic, people will worship, follow, and align with you.
So the onus is really on Libra's authenticity. The relationships become a direct reflection of that.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And his key understanding. You are not meant to be chosen. You are meant to be recognizable to the soul tribe you were born to lead with.
Flipping the script entirely. Not waiting, but being. Being recognized for who you truly are.
Powerful shift. Then he clarifies what this really is. He looks at those final trines in late May, Sun, Mercury, new moon in Gemini trining Pluto, and sextiling Saturn, Neptune.
The aspects we discussed earlier.
Right. He says they aren't about publishing or travel or partnership.
Yeah.
Not in the superficial sense.
Okay, so what are they about, according to him?
They are about liberating your erotic truth, your sacred voice, and your divine standards. So you can finally say, I am not available for anything that dulls my fire.
Ugh. It all comes back to that core theme. Authenticity, power, boundaries rooted in self-worth.
Precisely. And he concludes this part with, this is not the death of your people-pleasing. It's the ritual burning of it.
Ritual burning. Definitive, final, intense imagery.
Totally. And then the final line. The final mic drop line.
Okay, let's hear it.
May 2025.
Yeah.
Libra stops asking to be loved and becomes the force that love must rise to meet.
Wow. Just wow. That lands. That really summarizes the entire shift in power dynamics he's been describing.
It really does.
Yeah.
And finally, Lorenzo includes his call to action.
Right. He usually does.
He says, if this prophecy ignited something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, subscribe. Let others feel this roar. And if you're ready to step into your own reign order, your personalized astrology or tarot reading from me, Lorenzo, this isn't entertainment. This is your divine blueprint. Links below. Let's write your legacy louder, sharper, and truer than ever before.
And knowing Lorenzo's work, he means that. It's not just entertainment, it's deep work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As you can probably tell, we both have immense respect for his abilities. Hearing it all laid out like that, it's incredibly potent stuff.
It really is. It feels less like a prediction and more like an activation, a call to step into something bigger.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So, for all you Libras listening, or anyone this resonates with, maybe just sit with these words for a bit.
See what stirs within you. Lorenzo's giving you a lot to think about, a potential roadmap for a truly transformative month.
We hope this deep dive, hearing it directly from Lorenzo's forecast, gives you that clear, unfiltered insight, a shortcut to understanding these powerful energies.
And remember that final thought.
Right. Libra stops asking to be loved and becomes the force that love must rise to meet. Something powerful to hold on to.